About your ancestors' shields.
Uh-oh.
Williamson County Genealogical Society President Karen Matheson's here. Actually, what we're going to do is talk about history versus genealogy and what the difference is. So don't go away.
Get the Austin Edge, live and local. Good day, Austin.
Say hello to Karen Matheson. She's the president of the Williamson County Genealogical Society. We're here to talk that, but we're also here to talk about history, and there definitely is a distinction. So let me ask you this first. Welcome, by the way. Thank you. Is genealogy the umbrella, or is the history the umbrella, or are they two separate entities here?
Well, hopefully for a genealogist, there's a crossover.
Okay.
History can be the study of events, and genealogy is the study of one's ancestors.
We just go back and find all our people.
Yeah, but hopefully, as a family historian, I like to see my ancestors and how they fit into history. A good example of that we have here in this area is Angelina Eberly, who was involved in what was called the Archives War. There was a lot of fight back and forth about what was going to be the capital city. Austin had been established, but Sam Houston, when he was reelected, wanted to move it back to Houston.
That rascal.
Yes, he did.
Okay.
And so he had some Rangers come down and try and move the state papers.
Texas Rangers?
Yes.
Okay.
And Angelina Eberly was a woman who saw what was happening, and she ran down to Congress and 6th Street, and she fired off the cannon.
I like it.
That the Austin Vigilante Committee had kept loaded and prepared for these kinds of events.
And look at her. She's definitely got that stance there. She's defiant.
Yes, that statue was made of her in 2004 and put down right there on Congress and 6th Street.
So what happened after she fired the cannon?
Well, the Austin Committee got themselves together and they pursued and they overtook them in Williamson County at Kinney's Fort, and they fired off a few shots, and the Rangers gave up the papers and they came back to Austin.
Well, this other Ranger said, wait a minute, it's not worth a bunch of papers.
That's right. Houston said, don't get bloodshed over it.
Oh, he did?
Yes, he did.
Okay, so he...
But, you know, I'm learning about this. I'm not from Texas, but I'm learning about this, and I said, who is this Angelina Eberly?
Yeah.
And how does she know how to fire a cannon?
Exactly.
And so as I learned about her, I realized at the time, she was a 44-year-old woman. She'd been living in Texas for almost 20 years, twice widowed, had 3 children. She's running a boarding house in Austin.
Right.
So she's been living on the frontier, facing fleeing criminals and native tribes and Mexican troops, and she was invested in letting Austin be the capital city, and she
was dang serious about it.
She was.
Well, now if we jump forward, are there Eberly's ancestors all over Austin, Texas, Central Texas?
You know, I do not know because I haven't researched her descendants.
Okay.
I know that she moved on to Port Lavaca, and she died actually in Indianola in 1860. And at that time, her estate was valued at $50,000.
Oh, that's a lot back then.
Yeah, it was. And so this is the woman and the setting in which she learned to fire a cannon to protect her town, to protect herself. And learning about her involvement in that historical event has been fascinating.
So if somebody came to you and said, you know what, my mother told me, even if it wasn't the name, if it wasn't Eberly, you go back enough, there you find Angelina Eberly and go, look, I'm related to her.
That's right. And hopefully the idea is that as you get involved in your own family history, you will find out whether your ancestors are famous or infamous or anonymous. You know, that you'll find some interesting and varied details about them, and you'll just really enjoy what you learn about your own ancestors.
Do people like to find out they got a black sheep or two back there?
Absolutely. That's, you know, traditionally people wanted to get into the Daughters of the American Revolution, and they wanted Mayflower descendants, and it's kind of more fun now. A lot of people like to find the black sheep.
How far back realistically, and then I'll let you go, how far back can we trace our ancestors with modern investigative tools?
There's no limit.
So you could go way back to...
You're only limited by what records are available to you.
Gotcha. Okay. That's very cool.
Yeah, but records have been kept for centuries, so...
So could people get a hold of you and say, hey, that was cool, how do I keep going? What do I do?
Absolutely, yes. I am involved with the Williamson County Genealogical Society.
Yeah.
We have a website, and they're welcome to look at the website and join us for our meetings and our seminars and our classes.
Yeah.
And we love to help them get started and learn more about it.
I think it'd be great. Although I have found lots of Texans have already researched their histories. They're very proud of themselves, which is okay.
They have a lot to be proud of.
All right. Karen Matheson is our guest. Thank you for the visit.
Thank you.
You
Nice
bet.
to meet you.
Thank you.